Yeah, so good morning, everyone. Sir, could you please again tell the command for running TS file? Okay, sure. Yeah, okay, fine. So first, what we have to do, so before installing any TypeScript, first we have to use the nodejs.org website. So then we have to install the Node.js. So for that, we have to use, we have to download it from that. So then we have to click on next, next, next. So then click on finish. Then we have to verify with npm-v. So that is Node Package Manager version. If you want to check Node version, you can check the Node version. So after that, once we install the Node Package Manager, so then we have to use Node Package Manager. So install I is the shortcut for that. -g is nothing but global. So then we have to write the TypeScript. So now it will install the TypeScript. Then whether it is installed or properly, we have to verify. So tsc-v. So this is the way we have to check the version. So still some members, if they get any issues, so then they need to follow some rules. So inside the Windows PowerShell. Okay. So for that, what we have to use, set execution policy unrestricted. So we have to use, so based on that, we will identify so that we are giving the permission for that. Okay, so then finally we have succeeded. Just close that blue screen and close the command prompt or Visual Studio Code. So then open, then check the TypeScript version, it works. Okay, so do like that. So then only it works, or otherwise, so it doesn't work. Okay, so if you want that command, so then we have to write set execution policy. So if you have any this thing, so then you have to restrict it. No issues. You can search in Google. You will find out. Set execution policy unrestricted. Just copy this one. Okay. So paste it. So then it works. Okay. Fine. So then click on the select all. So choose the A. Okay, so now if you come back and check the version, it works. So now once we done that thing, so then we have to create the TypeScript file. So first program .ts file. So we have to create inside the ts folder. So then we have to run that compile and run the file, right? So because some guys, they may confuse. So this is the file name. So while compiling tsc program.ts, so then it will generate the JS file. If you compile, so then it will generate the JS file. So that generated JS file, we have to run it. So first program.js. Even if you did not give this .js also, it works. Okay, as you wish. Initially, you can use .js. Later stage, you can remove. So these are the things we have covered for the TypeScript level. So after that, we have discussed about static type checking. So what is static type checking? So normally JavaScript is where, so a equal to 10, it will allow a value we can assign 0. But in the TypeScript, so if you want to specify any number value, we have to specify with type. So then, so you have to assign only numbers. But if you try to assign some value other than that number type, so it will give the error. Okay. So these are the things we have covered static type checking. So then we have discussed about let and constant, var let and constant. Okay, so what is the difference between var, let, and constant? So var and let keywords are mutable, means we can modify. So constant is immutable, but we can't change. And var is function level scope, but so let is block level scope. Okay, so and moreover, so once we declare the constant keyword, so we have to initialize immediately, but declaration we have to do one time. Initialization I can do later, it doesn't support. And once we initialize immediately, if you try to so reinitialize the value, even if it is a number also, then it doesn't support, because constant is nothing but fixed value. So these are the things we have covered yesterday. So now we will discuss about template literals. Okay, so what is template literals? Why we have to use? Okay, just write down this heading. What is template literals? Okay, so earlier, if you want to display any data, so what we have to do? Console.log. I'm trying to display variables also. Okay, so where customer equal to cust ID 101, cust name Suresh. This is the object, right? So if you want to display the values, customer dot cust ID, customer dot cust name. Okay, so we have to display like this, right? So if you want to display hard coded data, customer ID is, okay, if you want. So little bit difficult earlier. Okay, if you want, you can write directly customer name is like this. So this is the way we have to write down the earlier for displaying that hard-coded data along with the variables. So this is object-related property we are displaying, or sometimes it would be variable, right? So this is very difficult. Now by using template literal, we can do, see how many quotes we have used, these many quotes, single quote or double quote. But now onwards, by using template literal, how can we write this same sentence? We will see. Just use backtick. So this backtick is available on top of tab key. Okay, so if you see your keyboard on top of tab, they have so one backtick. This is not single quote, this is not double quotes, this is backtick. So why we have to use this backtick? So this backtick can be used for some multi-line strings, that is one advantage. And if you want to use, so along with multi-line strings, if you want to provide any embedded expressions like variables or object-related properties, so then also we will use this template literals. Okay, fine, we will check it out. Same code I'm writing. Customer ID is, that's it. No need to provide any quotes in between, plus symbols, all those things not required. That's it. So this is the way we have to use the backtick for template literals or string literals. So compared to first one, this is very easy, right? right? So that is the reason, one reason. And another one, earlier, if you want to provide any string, so what we have to do? First line, you can use single quote or double quote, even backtick also, no issues. Okay, if it is single line of statement. For example, we have multiple lines would be there. So if you want to provide multiple lines, if you use single quote or double quote, so if you write one by one, it doesn't print one by one. If you want to print as it is one by one, then we have to give the slash n next line. But if you use backtick, it would be similar to pre-tag in the HTML. So what will happen? How you have written inside the JavaScript that variables or something, it will display as it is. Okay, so if it is single line, 3 quotes. So single quote, backtick or double quotes, both all are same. But coming to the multiple lines would be there. If you use single quote or double quote, then we have to use slash n if you want to display the next line. But if you use backtick, then no need to provide any slash n next line. Not required, directly we can write it. So if you have third line also, no issues. So once again, that slash n is not required. So directly we can write it. So sometimes what will happen? So this third line is having some variables, okay? So dynamic variable we are trying to print. And after that, if you want to assign some hard-coded data, so you can provide the hard-coded data. So like this means, so here something Chiranjeevi or 10 or something true, that value is getting. So these all things about hard-coded data, and this is so dynamically we are getting from the variable or object properties somewhere. Okay, so these type of things we can do inside the interpolation. So not only these things, if you want, we can do the mathematical operations also. So blah blah blah. Something, if you want, you can provide some 4 into 6. Okay, if you want, you can do the, so we'll write the same meaningful mathematical operations. Okay, we will see example, don't worry, but you need to understand first, right? So mathematical operations, and as well as we have to provide method invocation also. So for example, I want to call one method. So for that, we have to use dollar. So you have to call, guys, do not use anything. So why you are trying to take, again, you are writing something. Who is that? Something we need to call the function also. These all things we have done within the single backtick. So what are the things we have done? We will write some theory. Now you can understand. Write down. If you have time, you can write down parallelly, but don't do anything. It will be disturbance to the others. So template literals are string literals. Okay, template literals are string literals allowing embedded expressions. So embedded expressions means what we are using hard-coded and as well as that dynamic data, right? Those things are embedded expressions. So and one more, so we can use multi-line strings and string interpolation feature. So that what we are writing dollar, that curly brace and variable name we are mentioning, right? So that name is, we will call it as string interpolation. So this string interpolation is available inside the JavaScript. Okay, string interpolation, so provided by the inside the JavaScript by using $curly brace. But if you want to go for the remaining JavaScript libraries and frameworks, they may write a different approach. But remember JavaScript interpolation, because this is you can go for Angular, React.js, Vue.js, any JavaScript library and framework, we will use this interpolation. Okay, fine. So template literals are enclosed by the backtick. That name is backtick instead of single or double quotes. Okay, and final one is, these are indicated by the $sign, curly braces. Okay, so how to use? Okay, this is the way. So if you want, you can write this one, that is example. So you can write first line, and after that you have used one more, all the things. Okay, if you want, you can write $curly brace. We have to provide expression, variable, or anything. Okay, these are the just concept. We are using this template literal now onwards everywhere. Okay, so now we will see one example a little bit fast. So is it done? Just ping me or still writing? Yeah, sure. So until JavaScript, you have learned somewhere else. From ES6 onwards, please maintain good notebook. It would be very, very useful for every JavaScript library and frameworks. Suraj, if you say wait now, then you can ping me once it is done. Yeah, okay, fine. So now we will discuss about, okay, so small example I will provide you. So this is the TS file. We know already, we have used it just now. You can use var and let anything here, but we can write, we can use, but based on the situation, you have to use var or let, but here as you wish, you can give anything. So let name equal to, okay, something, Chiru. I have given some name equal to something. Okay, we will write my name equal to, if you use earlier those variables, it will give warnings. That's why. Yeah, I'm writing one function also. So my uppercase. So generally we know, so inside the, okay, so inside the JavaScript uppercase method would be there. How to use? Or how to use uppercase? To uppercase is the method we have learned at the time of strings, right? So the same thing we are written. So word, what is the word? That is, we will pass some string. So that string dot to uppercase is the method. So generally we can use string dot to uppercase. But the thing is, I'm writing my own uppercase method. Inside that, I'm writing that business logic. Okay, fine, just for understanding. Yeah, here what we have to do. So I want to define, this thing. So I want to call that function and I want to access that variable, right? So how to access, we will see. So console.log. So how to access? hello. So welcome, then give dollar. So you can write my name. Okay. So hello, welcome Chiru, something, welcome Chiranjeevi. So something, welcome to so matrimonial website, something you can write some meaningful name here. Okay. So otherwise, welcome Chiranjeevi. This is okay, fine. But how to invoke the function, that is also we have to do, and how to do the mathematical operations. All those things I'm writing. So addition operation is dollar 4 plus 6 something console.log backtick. So I'm doing mathematical operations. How to call? So calling add operation. So dollar. So we need to not add operation. We are calling method, right? Calling my uppercase method. So how to call dollar? So my uppercase. Okay, so this is the way, but my uppercase is having one parameter, right? We need to pass word is nothing but, so I want to pass Suresh Kumar something. Okay, so if you want, you can give multiple strings also here. So hello, welcome Chiranjeevi. So thanks for choosing skill edge. Some message we have written in that 2 lines. Okay, no issues because backtick will accept 2 lines. So if you write like this inside the normal quote or double quotes, we have to provide the /n. So now go to the, so cd, we need to go to the TypeScript folder. Okay, so tsc first.ts, I'm compiling. Yeah, it's execution. So node first.js or only node first is enough. So now here, hello, welcome Chiru. So thanks for choosing Skillet. See, similar to the, so what? Pre-tag inside the HTML. So in the coding level, how much space you have given, as it is, it will display. So inside the output. So addition operation is, then it is displaying mathematical operations. So, and also calling uppercase methods. So Suresh Kumar is capital, it is displaying, right? So as it is, we have written earlier. Okay, so if you want, we can do it. So one small note. I think we did not write any invoking function calls, right? Okay, note. So we can invoke function calls and also use mathematical operations inside the template literal. Okay, just note you can write down after that example. Okay, some guys they asked this syntax inside this. But if you write the syntax inside, so this is not good looking. So that's why we will write maximum paint. Okay, fine. So let me ping you this one whole. Okay, so fine. So this is the way we have to use template literal. It is one of the most important thing inside the ES6. It would be very small one, but it's very powerful. So in the entire JavaScript related libraries and frameworks, okay, everywhere in the JavaScript related Angular, JavaScript related Vue.js or React.js, Ember.js, anywhere we can use it, this template literal. Okay, so now we will move to the classes. So this is one of the wonderful topic for entire programming languages, not only JavaScript, not only Java, not only Python, not only .NET. Every programming language should aware of these classes. Okay, so I will explain in very detailed. Please listen carefully. Okay, so first we will write some definitions, then we will write the diagram, then you can understand easily. What is a class first of all? Okay, so class general way I'm explaining, listen carefully. Class is nothing but it is a simple plan for the creating objects. What is that? So in technical way, so class is a blueprint for creating objects. So blueprint means it's a plan for creating objects. So class doesn't exist physically, but object exists physically and it will stored into memory. And one more thing. So normally, if you observe what is class, I will tell you. So just if you take any sweet, so can we find out that sweet physically? No. Class also similar to sweet. We can't see sweet, right? But what is the object of that particular sweet? Jalebi, Mysore pak. So something, these all are physically exist. So these all are nothing but objects. So now you understand exactly, right? Class is nothing but sweet. Object is nothing but like jalebi or Mysore pak or some other sweets. So the similar way we have to use plan. If we want to create house, house is the plan. So that is a class. What type of house? So is it so normal house, individual house, group house, apartment house, or something? So based on that, we are providing those all are objects. So if you understand this concept, then you can understand easily what is class and object, right? So just write down class is a blueprint or plan for creating objects. A class encapsulate, I will tell you. So encapsulates data. Data is nothing but so properties and methods. So encapsulates data for the object. Okay, I will tell you. So class is nothing but combination of so properties plus constructor plus methods. So these three are nothing but is a class. Okay, so here if you observe clearly, second one, a class encapsulates data. What is encapsulation? So we have to wrap. So we have to combine. So what are those things? Properties and methods. So in the JavaScript level, we have learned variables and functions, right? See, these two things combination is nothing but object. We know, right? We have learned earlier. But coming to the class level, we have seen one more extra layer that is constructor. If you observe JavaScript level also we have created, so constructor way of function creation we have seen literal and constructor way of function same as this one. Okay, so this is a modern way of creating classes and as well as objects here. So there we are creating functions and objects. Here we are creating classes and objects. That's it. Okay, so now, so what we have to do, we will see now class. So combination of properties is nothing but variables, methods is nothing but functions, Constructor is the extra advantage for initialization of data members. That's it. Okay, how we have to initialize. Once we see the practical example, then you can understand it. But before that, let me explain about what is class and what is object. So with diagrammatically, then you can understand easily. So it will take time. So guys, please try to understand my diagrams. So this is customer class. This is the customer class. So this customer class is having, so what are those? So properties and methods. So properties, we will call it as states. So that customer is having, so the customer is having name. This is one property or one state. Is, so you can use gender. Okay, so you can use anything. So name is gender. Similar way, we have to use behaviors. This is nothing but methods. Okay, so what we have to do, just generally customer, what they will do, so they can something like, so drink, sleep, walk. Okay, we can write multiple. Okay, so these are the functions. So states means properties, behaviors means methods. Okay, so these states and behavior combination is nothing but class. Okay, so class customer. Okay, so class customer, states name is gender, behaviors drink, sleep, walk. So now finally, so these things are combination of. Okay, so now based on this class, so generally if you take sweet, sugar is required, water is required, so those things would be there, right? Similar way we are writing individual properties and methods. So here I'm writing so two more objects based on this class. If you see this diagram, you can understand easily what exactly the class and objects. So you will not forget in lifelong if you see this diagram. So these two guys are objects. Okay, so this first object guy, his name is something Suresh or Ramesh. Okay, as you wish, you can give anything. So what are the properties of that particular class? So those things would be applicable for each and every object. So name, I'm providing Suresh. So is, I'm providing some 30. Some gender, I'm providing male. So remaining things are functions, right? So we have to write, okay, just I'm writing dots, okay, method, okay, I will change the colors, don't worry. So here, Suresh can drink. This is the implementation of the drink method. Suresh can sleep. Suresh can walk. Okay, these are the methods. Here, name is Ramesh is some 25. Okay, instead of Ramesh, we will write the change the gender, right? So we will write something Kirti. Okay, Kirti Suresh. So age 25, gender female. So Kirti can drink, Kirti can sleep, Kirti can walk. Okay, so these three are properties, these three are methods. So properties, okay. So methods, we will change the color. Okay, so properties are black and methods are this thing. Okay, so this is nothing but overall class is having properties and methods, and individually, so two objects are there. So if I write a little bit more colorful way, so take it this one. So these are the states and properties, so behaviors, and this one is a class, you have to take it, and these two are objects, you can take another one. So this class is a plan for creating these two objects. That's it. So if you want to draw the diagram, you can draw the diagram. You never forget if you see the diagram. So class is having states and behaviors or properties and methods. So each and every objects we have to interacting with class. Based on the class, we will create multiple objects. We are creating only two, but we can create multiple. But the initialization and implementations could be different for each and every object. Okay, so just draw this diagram fast. If it is done, then ping me immediately. Then I will move to the example. Shall I move? I don't want done people. I want waiting people. So if you did not ping any wait, then I will move to the next one. Okay, so no one is ping me wait. So then I will move to the example. Okay, fine. So what we have to do? I think guys, so at the time of explanation, so please try to listen instead of writing, focus on writing. So once we complete that one and then try to draw immediately. So not this thing looking good and all those things. Try to do it fast and write down the variables and these things. But at the time of class, if you write down, then you can't concentration on so listening skills. So first listening skills are very powerful. So once you listen, then later stage, you can do miracles. But at the time of writing, so at the time of class, if I explain something, if you are writing, then so you can't learn 100%. Okay, so try to adjust that one. Okay, fine. So what we have to do? So now we will create one simple class. So I'm writing normal things. So class name, we will open. So first we will write the properties, constructor. Third one is the methods. So once completion of class, what we have to do? We have to use object creation. So this is old story, similar to earlier JavaScript. This is not new. So access object properties and invoke. Most of the members, they will say accessing object related properties and methods. That is not correct approach. accessing object properties, invoking object method. This is the correct words. Okay. So invoke object methods, but normally the persons who will regularly they will use, so you have created the class, then create object, then access the object related properties and methods, they will say like that. But generally, so accessing object properties and invoke object methods. Okay, so this is the just simple, whenever we have to create the class, we will follow these rules. So now let me create class. So after this class, I will verify the notes. Okay, please show me your notes, whether you are writing or not, at least. So I want to see from the recordings or somewhere. I don't think about immediately, but I want to verify your notes. Okay, fine. Yeah, here I want to write down the class. So I'm writing employee class. So employee class is having so name and age properties. Okay, just I'm writing so name. So this is string, age, this is number. So these are the two properties. So here I'm using constructor. So just concentrate this one, I will explain differently. So once we create the object, similar to JavaScript constructor way of object creation. So name, string, is, number, that's it. Okay, so then what we have to do? So constructor is over, properties are over. Now I want to write method. So get employee info. So one of the members, they have asked, sir, get is mandatory to write for any method? No. So generally we will write. So sir, if you don't want, you can write employee info method. Okay, or otherwise if you want to use fetch employee info. Fetch also similar to get. Okay, so here I'm writing console.log, same story I'm writing. So this is template literal. So employee name dollar. So this dot name and employee is dollar, this dot is. Okay, so this is the property, and even constructor also I will write. So I will explain. So name equal to name, this dot is equal to is. So what is the use of properties? So generally to store the data. So what is the purpose of constructor? To initialize the data. What is the purpose of method? To manipulate the data. So by using existing properties, right? So we have done these 3 steps. Now we have to do remaining 2 steps. So I'm creating objects. So where employee 1 equal to, so new employee. What are the parameters we have passed for the constructor? Name and age. So I'm writing Suresh Kumar. So age is some 30. Similar way, where employee 2 equal to new employee Ramesh Kumar. So age I'm writing some 25 something. So 4th step also we have done. So finally we have to access the object related properties and methods. So console.log. So I'm trying to use employee 1 dot. So you can get name. So employee 1 dot is, you can write it. So this is properties of employee 1 object. If you want, you can provide the same story. You have to use the backtick. So directly dollar So employee one object. Similar way, these are the object related properties. Something is missing. So employee2 object, employee2 dot name, employee2 dot age. So these all are objects accessing what is that properties. So another one is console.log. So what is that? So employee one dot, so fetch employee info. Similar way we have to do that. This is method invocation. I'm writing two ways or two objects, two times we are writing. That's it. So this is accessing object properties. This is invocation of object methods. I have created two objects. If it is single object, then we can do it one time. Okay, so this is the way you have to do it. So if you want, I will ping you this one first. I will remove. Otherwise, so it should not be clear that window. So I like this cleaning. So unnecessary code we should not provide. Yeah. So now what we have to do it. So class is having, we know properties, we know method, but what is constructor? So at the time of function employee, so we have written like this. Did you remember? Okay, we have seen name and age, right? This dot name equal to name. This dot is equal to age. Where emp1 equal to, so new employee same 0 30, right? So just for remembering these things, this is a constructor way of object creations we have learned at the time of JavaScript. Same story. So but here we have provided special constructor here, but there is no special constructor, but here constructor would be there. Okay, after that we are passing name and age. Here name and age we are passing for the employee. Okay, same we have assigned this thing, this, then this keyword acts as a current object reference variable. So this, if it is executed, this one current object reference variable. So now you understand one point here, same as function. So whenever it will read the function from top to bottom, will it go inside? No. Whenever it will execute this line of code, then it will go to the inside the class. So then, so initialize the properties. Then, so whenever you want to access, you can access. And whenever we want to invoke, we can invoke. So that is the way you have to call and as well as execution process. Okay, so now, so whenever we have to call this one indirectly, we are creating object. So whenever we have to create the object, constructor will call automatically. So no need to call separately this constructor. So then whenever we have to create the new employee, this Suresh Kumar will go to the name variable. So 30 will go to the age. So now Suresh Kumar and 30 we are assigning to the class level variables. Similar to employee2, so Ramesh, so and Kumar, so that Ramesh, Kumar, and as well as 25 will assign it to this variable. Sir, why you have written same name and here? If you want, you can change the name. Employee name, but recommended we have to use same only. In real time also we will use same. But here you have to, but you need to understand what exactly which one is that one. That is the reason I'm writing. Can't we write constructor inside the function? No. Okay. Okay, fine. So emp name. So emp is okay. So we can't write a constructor inside the function. Then if you have that facility, then we can learn at the time of JavaScript, right? So that facility is not there. Even constructor, that word is not there inside the JavaScript. Okay. So sir, why we use backtick? It's only work like pre-tag, that it is only. So it doesn't like pre-tag. So in the HTML level, whatever the things we are using pre-tag, the similar way it would be applicable. That is one of the rule, that is multi-line strings. But what about remaining rules? So mathematical operations, so and embedded expressions. So these all are extra, right? So those things also we can use by using template literals. Yeah. Okay, then you have to change all these things. Okay, so just try to understand here. So this is a local of this object related things. This is a class level we are assigning. So whenever we want to do, then we have to modify everywhere. That's why what we will do, so we will write only same names, then this much difficulty will not be there. But you need to understand, so this name and this name must be same, this is and this is must be same. And this emp name, this one, this emp is, this emp is. Now onwards, in the entire class, wherever you want to use, you can use these variable. Similar to, so HTML document.getElement by ID, we are assigning to variables, right? If you give the same ID and as well as the JavaScript variables, no issues. But you should aware of which one is exactly the ID, which one is the JavaScript variable. But we can give the same name here also. So if you want, you can give the name here. Okay, so even moreover in real time, we will use the same parameters name, that constructor, and this class level variables also we can provide same name only. That's why I have used. So Control Z. But you should understand, so that is different, this is different. So this one is different, this one is different actually. So this one same, this one same. Now onwards we will use these things only, name. Okay, fine. So now execute this program. So tsc first dot ts. So node first. Okay, we'll go scroll up. So employee name Suresh Kumar and employee is 30. We got something undefined, and we have printed something else also. Employee one object, we did not get it, those things. What happened? So these the values we should not get it, right? So what we, if you don't write letter where in property. So if you did not specify anything inside the class, that is public keyword, not letter where. Just a second. Control C. Whether it is getting or not, we will see. So comment. So object related to related things, you have to comment. So then we will get it at least. So we have created employee one object is printing or not, we will check it out. Clear. Fast.ts. First, yeah, it is displaying here. Employee one object Suresh Kumar and 30. So employee name Suresh Kumar and employee is 30. Okay, fine, it's printing, it's inside. Yeah, this is the way you have to develop the class and as well as properties, constructor, methods, and we have to create the object, then access the properties and invoke the methods. Okay, so if you did not write anything inside the class, that variable is nothing but public. So this is not this thing. Oh, what is that spelling mistake? Yeah. So not this is a function level things. Inside the class, we have to use the public, private and static keywords. I will explain. So what exactly public, what is private, what is static. So we have, I think, mentioned what is that access specifier something, right? I will discuss. Okay. But if you did not mention anything by default, it would be a public. So why it is not printing second object? So we have commented, right? It will print, but we did not see properly. It will print. Okay, we will comment this one, then you can see. So here it is getting too many values, right? That's why. So let me comment employee 1 and check employee 2. So if you give more space, then it will see, but the thing is, we did not give. So I'm checking only employee 2. See, employee 2 object Ramesh Kumar and 25. So employee name Ramesh Kumar and employee is 25. It's printing, but earlier we have given too many, but we didn't identify. Yeah, so this is the way we have to create classes and objects, how to access properties and methods. Okay, so just take this one. Okay, so take small break. So and come back within 5 minutes. And moreover, so we will once you back, so then we will discuss about functions. So we know already functions, but classes it doesn't over. So we will discuss these things. Inheritance level, we will discuss a little bit more about these classes. Maybe one class may depends on another. So then one class doesn't relationship between other class. So that is nothing but parent-child communication, sibling level communication. How can we do it? We will learn later at the time of so inheritance and association. Okay, but at present we have learned only a simple class how to create and how to access. Okay, so but now so after this class we will discuss about functions. Functions similar to JavaScript functions, but extra thing we will learn. So three things extra: default parameter, rest parameter, optional parameters. These are the three things we will discuss. Okay, thank you. So go for break and come back within 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, fine. So let's discuss about TypeScript functions. So what is a TypeScript function, right? So for example, if I write function, it's an operation. Okay, first of all, same as function. What is function we know? So function is nothing but a reusability of code. So we can provide the parameters, we can give the written statements, all those things common for even TypeScript also. So function add, first number, second number type, return, first number plus second number, right? So how to call this function? So with some 2 comma 3 something we are passing. Okay, so once we pass, then we have to get the result. So that result I want to store. So add result 1, similar way add result 2, okay, 4 comma 6. So but whenever we want to display, so I want to display both the things we know already, but just I'm recollecting. So we are using same thing. So result, so 1. So what we have to do, dollar add result 1 and result 2 dollar add result 2. That's it. So backtick we have to use and close it. So this is the way, normal way to call the functions with parameters and along with types. Then we have to display the data. We have added extra types and as well as, so this template literals we have added extra. So remaining things same as JavaScript, right? But these all are mandatory parameters, right? First number, second number. So now let me write one function. So get customers or get customer. I'm writing name. Okay. So then I'm writing get him. Okay, we will write. Okay, fine, no issues. So employer means company name. Okay, it is in as equal to, okay. Let's, okay, customer address. Okay, and customer, so like hobbies. That's it. This is a function, but we should not use all those parameters at a time. But for understanding, I have written here. Okay, so here we will write the business logic. So here, whenever you want to pass get customer, so name Chiranjeevi, so employer, I'm giving by default skill as. So if you want, you can pass something like Infosys, GetSure, or something Cognizant, Tech Mahindra, these things, right? So here address, so you can, if you want, you can pass the value or otherwise ignore it because this is optional. Question mark is optional. If you assign some value that is default, if you give the 3 dots, that is the rest of the parameters. Okay, so these are the 3 things. So we need to learn now. This is a mandatory parameter. So remaining 3 are, so we will learn default, rest and optional. Yeah, fine. So now, so we have to write individually these things and we have to pass the values. But normally, so default values they have given. This is optional. If you want, you can send it. So this is, so just if you want, you can pass multiple parameter. Those all parameter values, take it as one array. Okay. So, sir, JS class is very similar to Java. So, does JS have getters and setters like Java? Yes, we have setters and getters, but it would be a little bit different, but same, similar to Java only if you know Java. Okay, fine. Just a second. Huh? Yeah, so fine. So now we will take it as individually. Just write down here. So name parameter, so mandatory means you must pass that value at the time of function calling. So employee, employer, right? So employer is option, not optional, default parameter value, but it is required. So if you did not pass, then it will take by default. But if you pass something, then it will take latest value. So employer is required or mandatory. Okay, we will write required. So employer is required and default parameter. Okay, if you want, you can pass something or otherwise default it will take. So address, so he is optional. And one more, hobbies. So hobbies is the rest of the parameters it will take. So that's why we will write rest parameter. Okay, just note down fast. So now we will see one by one clearly. I don't want to discuss about mandatory parameter. Just now we have written earlier. So we know already. Done, right? Yeah. We will see the example. So we will learn first optional parameter example. So this is nothing, just it's very simple. So we can use easily these things. So now let me write down the class because we have learned classes, right? We will try to use classes only. And moreover, so inside the class, you can use only properties, you can use only methods as you wish. Okay, even sometimes we can use only constructor or combination of any two or three also. So now I'm writing class, so calculator something. So calculator is having add operation. So A colon number, so B colon number, C colon number I'm passing. Yeah, so add operation A colon number, B colon number, and C colon number. Okay, so inside that we will write console.log A, console.log B, and console.log C. This is normal way I'm writing first, later I will add something. So once we create the class inside, I'm writing only single method. So now I need to create the object for that. Okay, so let cal c equal to, so new calculator. Okay, so then I want to call that particular method. So we have to call cal c dot add operation of. So I'm passing some values. So if it is number related things, number. If it is string, string related values. At present I'm sending. So 10 comma 20 comma 30. Okay, so this is normal class and create object and calling method we have seen just now. So tsc first dot ts. So node first. So 10, 20, 30. If it is mandatory, but if you want to provide optional, question mark we have to give. So can we pass the values C cal c dot add operation of, so 2 comma 3, is it okay? Yes, it is okay because last parameter, okay, if you want to understand same parameters we will pass. So is it okay? Yes, it is okay because last parameter optional. If you want, you can send it or otherwise ignore it. So we are sending here, we are ignoring here. But so 10. If you send only single parameter value, is it okay? No, because here two mandatory parameters are there, but you are sending only single parameter. It is asking again one more parameter value, right? So, but if you do question mark here also, then will it work? Yes, it works. So similar story, it will repeat. So empty parameter, is it possible? No, it's not possible. But if you write question mark here, it is possible. Okay, so now we will check it out. So one mandatory we will write, remaining two optional we will write. Then we will check it out the output. Okay, we will remove that empty one. So now first one, it will display A10 for this. BC, it will give the undefined. So means what is the output? 10 undefined, undefined. But second thing, we will display 10, 20 undefined. And third one, it will display 10, 20, 30. So this is the output we will get it. And moreover, here you need to remember, do not provide first parameter is optional, next parameters are mandatory. Okay, it doesn't work, it doesn't make sense. So that's why optional parameters should be set as the last arguments in a function. So you can provide the, so this one is last argument. So then if you want, you can provide this one also. If you want, you can provide all parameters are optional. But first parameter is optional, second parameter is mandatory, third parameter is optional. It doesn't work. Okay, so that's why we will write the theory points, then you can understand. Before that, it will execute. We will see the output. Okay, 10 undefined, undefined, 10, 20 undefined, 10, 20, 30, it will display. Okay, so just write down optional parameters. So optional, excuse me. So optional parameters can be used when arguments need not be compulsory passed for a function execution. Then we will use optional parameter. Okay, so while using optional parameter, a parameter can be marked optional by appending a question mark to its name, means parameter name. Okay, and this is very important. The optional parameter should be set as the last argument. If it is multiple, so you can give from last onwards, you can give multiple. So last arguments in a function. Okay, these are the 3 points you must remember. So then you have to write down that example. Okay, so note down first this theory, then you can note down that example. I will send that example, but note down this theory. I don't want any done members. I need only wait members. Otherwise, I will move directly. Why you have to ping done, right? Shall I move? Okay, if no one is pinged means, oh, okay, fine. You can write down. Yeah, sure. But the person who pinged wait, so please ping me again if it is done. Then only I can understand, right? Yeah, Kirti, Pratik. So once it is done, then ping me. Oh, a little bit low. Just a second, let me check it out. It's good only, everything. Yeah, what about now? Is it fine? Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So now let's move to the next example, that is default parameters and rest parameters. We have completed. So one is that is optional. We will move to the next rest parameter. We will go. So just okay, this code I did not ping, right? Just a second. Guys, if I forgot, so then please let me know. Otherwise, so I will move to the next example. Then we can't get it. We need to type once again. Okay. So I'm writing. So why I'm writing first example, then why I'm writing theory. So you can understand easily if you see the practical, then if you write the theory. So now we will discuss about rest parameters. You can use anything. So this is very useful for the Angular and React.js. I don't know, I never worked with Vue.js, but this REST parameter we will use regularly. So inside the Angular and as well as React.js. Okay, fine. So let me take it as class employee. Okay, so I'm writing some small things, information employee, get emp info. Okay, so I'm writing first name, string, last name, string, and 3 dots. Do not give 2 dots or 4 dots. So it is exactly 3 dots. So all other or otherwise hobbies. Okay, we will write string area or some sports something. So class is having one method. So I'm trying to print console.log first. Why I'm writing individually for better understanding. So last name or first name, last name, console.log hobbies. Okay, for better understanding, I'm writing like this, or otherwise you can give the comma. Okay. So now I'm trying to create object first. So let emp equal to new employee. So you will understand how to create class and how to create object and how to call those methods. Okay, so emp dot get emp info. I'm trying to pass first name. Uday. second name Suresh means last name. So here we are writing multiple hobbies, right? I told you, so hobbies means it will take multiple, but initially I don't want to provide any hobbies, means that is indirectly it is taking an array, right? So that array, will it work or not, we will see. So here I am providing only, so some cricket, I'm providing something. So cricket, volleyball, football, all those things. So I don't want to write one by one. So we will write multiple, volleyball, football, something. So we will check it out first through. First one. Okay. So what's happening internally? So we know this one, Uday Suresh, we will get it. That is okay. First name, last name. But we are thinking about last one. And last parameter, that is rest parameter also, it must be a last parameter. And moreover, so if you did not pass any values, means indirectly this is optional, right? So even though if you did not pass any values, it will take hobbies empty array. If you pass those values will go to the inside the hobbies. This is similar to actually earlier days in the JavaScript. So they have used arguments. Similar to that one, arguments only we are using. Okay. So in the Java, the persons who knows, so this is concept is varargs, variable arguments. Okay. So in the JavaScript, that is arguments. So in the Java, varargs, in the TypeScript, so TypeScript or ES6 REST parameter. Okay, names are different, but concept is same. So Uday, Suresh, now we will save TSC first.ts node first. So Uday, Suresh, hobbies is giving empty. Okay, so that Uday, Suresh empty. If you want, you can print console.log. That scenario you can utilize. Which one? Template literals. Okay, so hobbies. Okay, we will write that only for hobbies. Hobbies. Clear. TSC first is not first. So this hobbies, we are not getting anything here. So that is empty. If you want to provide hobbies something, so we will see. And let me comment this one. So we will get, but if you use like this dollar of this one, it doesn't display that array symbol, but actually that is array indirectly. Okay. Okay. If you write it like this, then we can't see that value, right? We will write it individual variable level. Yeah. Now it will display inside the array symbol. Otherwise it will display comma. So TSC first.ts, then node first. So whether Suresh, that hobbies is having cricket, only single hobby is there. So if you want to provide whether Suresh, so hobbies is having cricket, volleyball, and football. So this is the way you have to use the rest parameter, okay? But rest parameter must be last argument and as well as it is optional. If you did not provide any value, it will take it as so empty array, okay? Just write down some theory now. Okay, so if you want to write, you can write that variable arguments and are not required. Okay, just directly we will concentrate on. So ES6 level. So rest parameter. Okay, so allows us to quickly accept so multiple arguments in our function and get them as an array. Okay, so rest parameters denoted by triple dot argument name. Okay, and rest parameter is optional. If it is optional, it will display empty and it must be last argument. Okay, so and moreover, if you want to write those three dots, so to declare, okay, we will write to declare a rest parameter. So the parameter name, so the parameter name is prefixed with name is prefixed. So I am writing, some guys they will write 2 dots, 4 dots also. That's why prefixed with 3 dots. Okay, so you have to write that point. That is very important. So these all are very, very important in real time. So mostly we will use, okay. So this rest parameter, similar to array and objects also, we have some concept, destructuring and spread operator. Okay, we will discuss each and everything. Can we only use array in rest parameter? Yes, we can use only single parameter, that is rest parameter. We can use it. We can pass multiple values. So you're asking, can we, can't we use object in rest? You're saying we can use array, right? That is by default, it is taking an array. So why we want to use again one array? So then it would be treated as array of arrays. So that is, again, it will display array inside the array. So that is normal way. So if you want, you can use array or function or anything. So earlier we know, we have discussed about array. So 10 comma 20 comma 30 is there. So if you want, you can write A, B, and C. Oh, sorry. If you want to provide, you can provide that C value can be again one more array, that is C comma D, for example. So we will do like this. If it is number, something, if you want to pass instead of number, we have learned data types, right? Same similar way. So you can use again inside the array like that. It will take, even if you want, you can give the function, you can use object, anything. So if you pass something like number, string, boolean, indirectly we can pass function, object, everything we can pass. Okay, so next one is no, not like that. So hobby is not like that, like, so they have given only array. So object related, that rest or parameter, it is not there. So they have given only array of, you can pass indirectly number, string, boolean, all those things. So inside, if you want, you can pass array, function, object, but not like syntax would be, it will take array. So then, right, shall I move? Okay, so no one is ping means I will move. Yeah, so now last one, that is, so default parameters. Okay. So what is default parameter? So if you want to give something like a value by default, we can give. Okay, so we will do one small example on that. So shopping mall related things, we will take it class shopping mall. Okay, So calculate discount. I'm writing one function. I'm trying to pass two properties. One is price, another one is a rate. So by default, I'm providing 5 value and here I'm trying to provide, so let or where discount equal to, so price into a rate I'm providing. Console.log. So here I'm writing discount price. So what is that? Discount variable, we have to take it. So now same story, I'm writing simple logic. So let shopping mall object equal to, so new shopping mall. Okay, so I'm writing shop mall dot, so calculate discount. First I'm trying to give 1000. Okay, so 1000 I'm giving number rate, 50% is nothing but 0.5. Okay, so if you want, so after 5, so nothing would be there, so no value, right? After dot, yeah, 50% is I'm providing a default. Okay, otherwise we will do something 30% is normal seasons. So if you purchase 1000 rupees one, so then we will get 30%. We will see the output. TSC first, node first. So discount price is 300 rupees for the 1000 rupees. Some festival season came, so they have given. So we are forcefully festival seasons. We are entering special discount, extra 20%. So now I am giving 50%, right? So here by default, if you did not provide any discount, by default that shopping mall give every time 30% offer. But some festival season came and they are trying to give so 50%. So then here it will be discount would be 500 rupees. So in these scenarios, we can use so default parameter. Okay, so first discount price is 300. Even if you did not send any value at the time of function calling, some default value, it will take default discount. If you send forcefully, then it will take overridden value, but not old value. So whichever the value we are passing, it will take that value as a rate. Okay, so this is nothing but so default parameters. Okay, so now let me write down some theory about default. Okay, so default function parameters, okay, we will write like this. So also function parameter also assigned so default values. Okay, so and moreover here we have to remember, so a parameter cannot be declared optional and default at the same time. Okay, again it would be no use. So just write down this theory, then I will give this example. Okay, so now you can write down the theory. So I will explain overview of today's class, and tomorrow onwards we will discuss about so lambda or arrow functions. So then we will discuss about destructuring, then spread operator. So then we will discuss about inheritance, association, modules concept. Okay, so just write down. So today, what are the topics we have covered? So we have covered only template literals, class, so functions with these parameters. Just I will give you overview. So now you can ping me once it is done. Right? Okay, fine. So once explain default example. Yeah, sure. So default parameter, last one. Yeah, nothing is there. So default parameter should not be declared both at a time. If you want to declare optional and default at a time, so then how it is possible, right? So if you provide both at a time, so then there is no usage. So that's why I have written a parameter cannot be declared optional and default. So if you write like this, okay, so what is the use? There is no usage. That's why we should not provide both at a time optional and as well as, so this one, that's why it is giving some error. Okay, should not provide both are at a time optional and as well as default value. So that's why I have written this point. So someone asked, sorry, explain whole this thing. Okay, let me explain whole thing. So whenever we have to create class inside, we can write multiple methods. I'm writing one method, I'm providing two parameters. So just I'm writing small logic. Do not think about too much about this logic. Okay. So just I'm finding the discount. So creating object and calling the method. If you pass only 1,000 rupees, that price value, then normally we have to pay 1,000 rupees for that shopping mall. But by default, if you purchase any item there in the shopping mall, so by default, you will get 30% always. They have provided that offer. But some festival season, if they provide same 30%, who will go? No one will go. So remaining shopping malls, they will go. So that's why in the festival season, if you pass some extra discount, so means some we are providing forcefully. Here, by default, this value it will take. And after that festival season, we are giving extra. So here we are giving 50%. By default, it will take 30%. So this is indirectly means this is like this, but not required because we said just now, right? So default value, it is there already. So we should not provide extra value here because 30% will take. So and second way, we are giving not 30%, we will give more extra or we want to reduce, then we have to pass the value. That's it. Okay, fine. So now let me explain whole thing today's topic. Power is not there, so it is running through UPS. Template literals. So template literals are, so we have to indicate it with backticks. So we have to write multi-line strings. No need to provide any slash n. If you want, you can provide the embedded expressions. Inside the embedded expression, if you write any mathematical operations or if you want to display any properties, so any variables we can display. So this concept is nothing but interpolation. Okay, that's it. Class. Class is nothing but it's a blueprint or plan for creating objects. So class is combination of properties, constructor and methods. Properties are used for store the data, constructor initialize the data, methods modification of the data. Okay, so here, so inside the class, we can provide the properties. So then constructor, then we will write the multiple methods. So while doing these things, then we have to create the object outside of the class. Then we have to access the properties and we have to invoke the methods. Okay, fine. That is a class. So next one, functions. So normally we know functions we can pass mandatory parameter. So now onwards we can pass optional parameter. So we can pass so default parameters and so if we can pass rest parameters for the multiple values and treat it as a one array. So these are the things we have covered till now. And moreover, so we should have optional parameters. So what is that? So must be the last, even rest parameter must be the last. And even so, we should not use both optional and default values. So within the single parameter, we should not apply. So these are the things we have covered today. Okay, so tomorrow we will discuss a little bit more important things. So please do not miss those classes. It's very powerful for the React and Angular and Vue.js. Okay, so thank you so much. We will meet again tomorrow. Okay, bye. If you have any questions or interactions, you can ask me. Sir, I have some confusion. Inheritance. Why you are confused about inheritance? I did not discuss, right? Confusion inheritance let keywords are not provided by the JS. So we are using TypeScript, is it? Or it is in advanced JS? Help me out, get out. No. So let keyword and these keywords are introduced from the ES6. So just I have given one diagram, right? That's why I told you, please draw the diagrams. I have given 3 diagrams: JavaScript, ES5, ES6, let and constant. So ES, what is the TypeScript? So only inheritance through interface level. So inheritance 2 types is there. If you read that diagrams easily, you can understand KT. Okay, so just try to understand each and every my diagrams, my theory, then you can understand. So what I have explained, inheritance through classes, that is inside the ES6. Inheritance through interfaces, that is available inside the TypeScript. So let and constant these keywords from the ES6. But so TypeScript means this is final thing. So we can use JavaScript, we can use ES6 plus, and we can use TypeScript inside the TypeScript. Okay, what are the TypeScript special features? You need to focus on those, like inheritance through interfaces, interface, and as well as static type checking. So then generics. So what we will discuss, one more is the decorators. Only these concepts are TypeScript. Remaining all are ES6 plus concepts only. Don't think about TypeScript. So just we are saving .ts. That's it. Remaining everything is same as ES6 plus. Think like that. Okay, so at the time of, so what is that, React.js, you can understand better clarity about ES6. Each and everything, mostly ES6 features only, except interfaces, generics, the decorators. Okay, fine. Thank you.